You may be wondering how to add some music to your project, and you may also want to add somebody doing a voiceover or some sound effects. It doesn't have to be a song. In the Home tab up here, which is where we start out and has the most common tools that we would use when making a video file, there's one called Add Music. So we click on that, and in Windows it comes with a couple of free songs there just as samples. I'm going to choose one of those and go open, and there is our music file. It's a little long for my liking. I would prefer it to be a shorter audio file. So the way to trim that up is to go to Edit and go to Music Tools, and we want to set an endpoint. So if I put my cursor over here, let's say we fade it out about here, and hit Set Endpoint, and now our music file is a lot shorter. We can also set a start point to trim it up, and then we can move the file backwards and forwards and place it where we would like. Oops. Okay. There's the start of our movie. Okay, and the audio comes in quite strong there, and it would be nice for it to fade in. By clicking on the audio file, over here is the fade in option, and we'll go a slow fade in, and while we're here we could also fade it out. Now if I scrub the cursor to the beginning of just before where the audio starts, I press spacebar to play, the audio now fades in. Much nicer. I'll scrub to the end here to speed things up and press play, and it fades out. So that's lovely. So now you can add sound effects that you've recorded, or music, or someone talking, an audio file to your project. Let's save our movie maker project. Computers are notorious for turning themselves off or shutting down, and if you spent many hours working on a project, this can be heartbreaking. So it's really good to save your project often, especially with Movie Maker, because it's not a professional product. It's a nice thing. It's free, and it is not necessarily as reliable as professional paid programs. So up in the corner here is the Save Project button, and we will press Save. I've saved it once before, so it knows it wants me to put it on the desktop, and if I just push this out of the way, you can see here the icon. This means that if we close the program or the program fails, by double clicking on that icon, we can reopen the project and edit it. Also super handy after we've exported our final movie. We might show someone and they say, oh, that needs a little bit of a change. We can come back in, make the change, and then export the movie again. It's very handy to keep these project files until you are completely finished with making your movie, and then if you want to save space, you can delete it. Great. So we can also record a narration. We can press record and cancel. If we press record, we can also press stop there. I'll give it a go. And here is our narration. Hello, hello. Stop it. We'll save the narration. I'm going to save it to the desktop. I'm just going to keep everything on the desktop, but you could save it to any folder on your computer. And there it is. It's automatically put it in for us. Super handy. Great, and you can see that the narration has a different color and it's a little bit below the music file, so it's giving us some visual feedback there about which files are narration files and which are audio files, music files. Okay, we can add titles and captions and credits, but for the moment in this video, to keep things simple, we have added the video files, moved them around, added transitions, added a music file, trimmed it up, and added narration. So I'm going to save the movie. I'm going to save it for the computer. There are other options down here. You might save it for a phone or to burn to a DVD or for email, although be warned about email, as I've expressed before. Email boxes don't cater for very large files, and videos are usually large files. I'm going to save it for the computer, and I'm going to call it My Movie iMovie. Oops, sorry, My Movie Movie Maker First Video, and leave the default file type because MPEG-4 is a standard these days and is fine for Facebook, YouTube, uploading to the net or sending to people, and it generally works on both. The H.264 version works on both Windows and Mac, so it's a safe bet. I'm going to go save. It's going to save the movie, and again it's going to take all of the changes we've made, the trimming up, the audio files we've added, the transitions, and save it into one final movie. While you're waiting, you can go for a cup of tea or a coffee or a nice juice. And there we go. It is finished. There is our file. If we press play, we can view it. There's our music file. It's starting to look like a fantastic product video. Okay, the audio file is fading out, and I'm just looking for that transition a little bit later from one video file to the next. There we go. Perfect. So we don't have to watch the whole movie, we'll close that, and we can now close our movie maker. First of all, we will save it. Always good to save. If ever you're unsure, click save. It's really important to press save many times. There's nothing worse than losing your project after you've spent a long time on it. It will make you want to rip your hair out. Okay, let's close that, and I can now see that our video file is on our desktop, ready for saving to a USB stick or using a service to send it to someone like Dropbox, or uploading to Facebook or YouTube if we wanted to. And that's it. Thank you for watching this tutorial, and we'll go into some more in-depth skills in another one. Thank you.